Oh, I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. Oh, this is looking bad already. This is look. Ah, no, we got it. We got it. We got it. Perfect. What's going on, everybody? So today I'm with one of my favorite people in my comic family. I say that because I don't have numbers, because Keys might get a little upset. But anyway, yeah. So we got my boy FaceTime here. We're gonna be talking about some speculation, some new comic book day, things like that. We'll touch a little bit on WandaVision, the trailer. I'm sure everyone's already seen it by now. Mixed reviews, so we'll get into a little bit of that. We'll probably mention Mel V's name. We'll probably mention Ultra's name, all in good faith, of course. And yeah, guys, just a few announcements. So I do have about 3 people that I have already committed to a comic book auction. So if anyone is interested out there, just let me know. I probably want to get about 5 or 6 people, but let me know. The other thing is, if you haven't already, go check out Key Issue's video. He just dropped it, I want to say like 2 or 3 hours ago. Flea market find, so go check that out. And without further ado, it's a sad day. Happy Monday. Week 2 in the NFL. Eagles are 0-2. It's just week 2, people. So, yeah. So, enough sports talks. Let's bring in my brother, my comic family, Mr. FaceTime.
What's going on, man? Yeah, we're gonna skip that football talk this week. We're not gonna mention that.
I can't even say the Cowboys lost too, because yeah, they came back. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, they pulled it out. So anyway, about them comic books.
Yeah. So you know, we'll talk spec. I think we should start with what everybody's kind of talking about, which is the WandaVision trailer. I've seen it 2 times. I think that's the lowest trailer I've seen. You know, I don't know. Like I watched it the first time, and then I go back to watch it again. My theory, and I think we talked about this face earlier in the summer, and I think it was Keys involved too. But I had mentioned, I said, you know, I think this whole thing is her dream. I think it's in her head. I don't think any of this is real. In the trailer, they had some scenes where it was almost like they were in 2 different worlds, or they were going back and forth, like they were like stuck in the TV and then they were coming out. So
yeah.
I don't know. That could be maybe like a metaphor for the real world, a metaphor for like a different multiverse, something like that. It's just
right. There's heavy allusions to the fact that it's probably not set either in the main reality, whether that's a different reality, a different dimension in her head, or some kind of dream world, how they're going to go about that. Yeah. But they do make it look like not all of it is going to be set in the main Marvel continuity, in that it's taking place in like real time or whatever.
Yeah,
as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe goes.
Like it's crazy to me, because there was 2 scenes where I was like, okay, I'm lost. There's that scene where they're like talking, and then she just kind of goes like all like weird, and then like her and Vision, they're at like the dinner table or whatever, and like things get weird, and it's like she realizes. It almost brought me to thinking about the Truman Show. Like I had a vibe to it, you know what I mean? And it was just weird. That scene really threw me off. And then the scene where Vision has to wake up that woman in the car, and he's like, she was like, "Oh, am I dead?" And he's like, "No." And then he's like, "Why?" And she goes, "'Cause you are." Like, and then you get those scenes where it's like they're coming out of the TV or they're in the world. And
yeah, so it looks like they're sort of building to the like the House of M sort of Wanda, and how that storyline went. The only problem is there's no mutants yet.
Yeah. So, and we're not supposed to see mutants in this one, right? Like the first mutants are going to come in the Doctor Strange movie, correct?
It's hard to say, because they haven't actually announced where they're going to show up first, or how they're gonna how that they're going to work that into everything. So I mean, I guess it's possible you could see him show up in one of the Disney Plus shows. I mean, there's nothing set in stone that says they have to show up in a movie. It's highly likely that they're going to show up in a movie.
Do we know how long the series is going to be? Like, is there a set like episodes or something like that? Like we don't know anything about any of the series, right? Like Winter Soldier, like there's no.
You know, I think they did. I think they did announce how many episodes and the runtimes and everything like that, but I'm not sure exactly what it is right offhand, to be honest.
Well, I think this one and Winter Soldier are the two out of like all of them that Marvel came out and had said these are the two you want to like follow closely because these are the two that are going to connect to the movies, right?
Right, and of course, but Marvel said that also because they're the first two coming out. So
yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I'd like to hear some feedback from you guys. You know, let me know, message me, you know, comment, whatever. I'm not really. It didn't blow me away by any means, to be honest with you.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I from watching it, I'm interested in watching the show. I'll watch it, but I was gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah.
So
No. It's one of those things where like I didn't need like the trailer to come out because I was gonna watch it, but then the trailer came out and I'm like, like it's not really like it doesn't really pop to me. You know, Vision was never really one of my favorite characters. Scarlet Witch, I mean, yeah, she's badass, sexy, powerful, everything like that.
It's essentially what I would expect from the trailer, to be honest.
Yeah, and I like how they're teasing that the what's it called, that like old costume that she wore in like the comics. You know what I mean, like that.
Right? Yeah, they keep dropping it in the trailer.
Yeah,
showing her in it,
like a Halloween gimmick. You know what I mean? Like
it kind of does in the trailer. It really does look like it's a Halloween costume or something.
Look legit. Like because somebody had messaged me and they're like, oh man, even though like they leaked that photo like months ago, but I got a message today, and the guy was like, "Oh, dude, this is gonna be crazy. Like this suit's gonna take off first appearance of the suit." I'm like, "No, man. Like it."
Yeah, no, I really think they're playing it up as a Halloween costume in the series. Is what it looks like. It's gonna be some kind of like, you know, because they're showing a lot of different variations on television themes in that. You know, you got the Full House, Roseanne. You know, the classic TV shows where she's playing like a Mary Tyler Moore type role and everything like that. You know, they keep showing different snippets like that, and when they show that particular snippet, it very much looks like a Halloween get up, like where she's doing like a themed episode of that show or something.
Yeah, it's, and like I said, man, I got like I was watching that and I just kept thinking Truman Show. I'm like Truman Show. I was waiting for Jim Carrey to like come in. It's really.
Oh no, I don't want to see that happen.
Well, before we get on, so that, you know, we weren't really going to touch too much on that trailer, but the trailer did come out. I don't really do reaction videos, guys. Neither does FaceTime, so we just kind of wanted to talk about it. I'll get into the chat. Ruben, thanks for joining, brother. 1, 2, what's going on, man? Chili Pull List, yeah. God bless. Thanks for stopping by. Comic Lover, Long Beach, California. Oh, man. So now I know I can go out there and have a surfing buddy. All right. Lasso, what's going on?
Yeah, what he was talking about there, actually, the Hasbro Universal movie announcement was what I was talking to you guys about recently.
Oh, we can get into that for sure.
Yeah,
Evan, thanks for joining. Low Key. Man, this guy is one entertaining guy. Austin, always a pleasure. Warlord, Universe X, my brother, thank you for joining. Raider Bear, good luck tonight. I'm guessing you're a Raiders fan. Vegas is playing their first game today. So
there's probably a good chance he's a Raiders fan.
Yeah. So, you know, good luck to you. So we'll see. Ultra, I've already mentioned your name at the beginning. I'm going to talk a little bit about some stuff that you were talking about. Like I said last week, guys, if you haven't followed Ultra, go follow him. He lets everybody eat. He gives you free information and asks nothing in return. So go check him out. All right. So, Landon, what's going on, man? Appreciate you for coming. Let's see here. Yeah. This is what I actually wanted to talk about before we finished this conversation. I just really quickly, but yeah, Monica.
I think we'll actually get into that more, that aspect of the trailer towards the end of the video when we do the spec stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or we can do it now, however you want to do it.
You face, like, how many times have I passed that? Like, I've passed that book so many times in like the last 2 weeks. Like just
Yeah, it's one that you probably want to add to your PC when you
like
can.
fuck, man. But that's the thing. I get so like revved up because it's like one of those things where I have two things, like two mindsets when I go to a comic book store. One
Mhm.
is I go and I'm like, you know what? I just want to go and get the books I want in my head. I know this is going to be here. I want to pick it up. It's my spec or it's something I believe in, whatever. I don't want to touch anything else.
Right.
Then the other side of me is like, you know, days later, you see things like this. All it takes is like a trailer. All it takes is a leaked photo and books go up. But you pass a book like this how many times, and then out of nowhere, something drops and it's like $150, $200 book. And you're just like, oh, man, what the hell? Like, it just pisses me off.
See, what you have to do is I have a system, okay, and it works for me because my girl's very into comics. So when we go into the comic book store, I'll go talk to the cashier, get our box, get all that stuff sorted, find out where they fucked up, so that we can get our stuff off the wall and everything. And I just send my girl over the wall to get all the good stuff that we want to get. And she gets in there, she'll throw elbows and everything that she needs to. So it works. It's a good system. You got to train your girl to do the same thing.
My girl just gives me money. She's like, I don't want to go in. Here's money. I'm like, okay.
I mean, that's a pretty good system to have too. But people take the girls for granted at the wall.
But see, it's almost like an assembly line. You know, like she does that, and then I just say to Keys, I'm like, hey, go pick this book up. So it's almost like an assembly line. Like she passes it to me.
Oh, okay, I see.
You know, things like that. So
right. And Keys is big too, so he can throw elbows at the wall.
Yeah. Keys is more popular locally here than most of us, man. Fuck, I go out with and people are going nuts for Keys. Yeah, Universe X. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not going for more. Like I said, my prices are Canadian. So me and Face were just looking up on eBay.
Yeah, those prices are actually already starting to go up. You're starting to see a rise in them already.
The only thing I would suggest is you might be able to find one cheap. Like if you know that there's a collection or something like that, you might be able to find one.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, and it's true of most of these websites and apps. Not everybody keeps up with their listings or keeps track of what they have listed there. So if you dig and you search hard enough, you can find really good deals on books that are getting very popular that are still reasonable because people don't know that they've got hot or that this character's got coming to the movies or something like that, and they haven't updated their prices yet. So.
Yeah. Ryan, thanks for joining, brother. Raider Bear, we can touch on that a little bit later. FaceTime is the guy you want to talk to about G.I. Joe and all that jazz.
Ultra's the one on Transformers for sure.
Ryan, yeah, I said Ryan, what's up? Keys, whipping boy. No. Keys is a good one. Which book? Which book were we talking about? Oh,
that's the Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16, the first appearance of Monica Rambeau.
So we were looking at it on eBay, and it's about $250. An 8.0, I think we saw, was like $250 Canadian. There are some raw copies going for about $70 to $80 already. So it's safe to say it depends on A, how much you believe in the character, B, how long the character is going to have longevity in something. You never want to buy a book. The character is hot right now, but I mean, if the ceiling's only going to be like a little bit of money, I mean, from an investment side, it's, I don't know. Everyone has a different number they chase when a book gets to a certain point. Like for me, I stopped chasing it at about 150, somewhere around there. Unless I really, really want it,
Right.
There is a book that, man, Mel just picked it up. I can't say what the book is because like I don't want like the world to just go and like clean it out, but I cannot find the book. It's a 1 in 25 variant. You can bet your damn ass it is an Iron Man one, but I can. Mel V posted it, and I was just like, God damn it!
It's not the 2020, is it?
No.
Okay.
But we can talk about that a little bit later. Should pick some up as her a Spectrum. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I do think she's gonna skip the whole Captain Marvel arc that she had. I don't believe that they're gonna get into any of that in the Marvel universe, at least not for a while. So you're going to see her as more than likely Spectrum. They may change her to Photon at some point. I don't know why they would, but
Just for whatever, man. You know, comic people eat that shit up.
right.
Comic people are probably already eating that shit up, where they're probably going and buying all of them and looking for them. You know,
Oh, for sure.
it's just crazy. So you know what? Let's get down to it. Let's go to New Comic Book Day. Let's start there because I feel more questions and things like that about the spec. So we always leave the spec for the end. So
right. Let's
get into New Comic Book Day, and then we'll come back to the spec, guys. Yeah, Hawaiian Punch. A, thank you for joining, and B, yeah, that's the book.
Yep, that's the one.
Start comic book collecting for the reading. Collect what you like. The cash is a happy side effect of being in the game for years. Keep reading. That's, man, so true. So true. Boom, boom. Yeah, man. So let's get into it. Let's go to New Comic Book Day, guys. We're going to leave Marvel till the end. All right. So let's start with Image.
All right, we'll start with Image. Actually, I don't think there's anything too serious coming out from Image this week as far as importance. You know, obviously they're gonna have some books coming out, and there's nothing saying, you know, not to pick them up if it's a series that you're into. But as far as like key issues or anything like that, I think Gideon Falls is on a number 25 issue.
Man, what does this remind you of? This just spoke to me. What does this remind you of? That to me reminds me of Iron Man. I don't know why.
It does actually look like
I see Iron Man like
type of cover.
I don't see anything else.
You see the repulsor and everything like that.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, Gideon Falls is probably the big one in
yeah, I think it's on a number 25 issue this week, I believe.
Gideon Falls. Yeah. So we got 2 copies, cover A and a cover B.
Oh, it looks like Low is actually also on a number 25 issue. So Marvel always makes a big deal about those quarterly issues. So DC also. So it's possible that Image may do the same.
It's not a bad cover. It's a little weird and funky. Red and black.
Yeah, it's interesting, definitely.
It almost
all of the Gideon Falls covers have been really interesting. It's actually a series that I've been meaning to pick up and get into. I've heard great things about it. I just haven't had the time.
Yeah. There's so much, man. Let's see here. We got Goddamned, The Virgin Brides, number 3, Low, number 25.
Yeah. Oh, of course, the Spawn 309 second printing cover is coming out this week.
I know Keys is hot on that one. He's a big Spawn guy. He's thinking that one's going to be something. I don't know if it's just the trend of what's going on right now with, just everybody getting second and third prints.
No, the Spawn Ninja B cover is,
I think that's like
I think that's actually in a couple weeks. Yeah, 2 more weeks or something like that.
I thought it was like, because Thanksgiving is different to the Americans. I think it's the same week of Canadian Thanksgiving, actually.
And, yeah, Undiscovered Country. That's actually a series that I just got on here not too long ago. It was one that I picked up the first issue, and I ended up getting like the first arc in trade paperback, and really enjoyed it. So I'm jumping on the series.
Yeah,
it's been pretty good.
There was a lot of people, I think, on number 1, right? Like number 1 was a hot book.
Right. Yeah, it did really well for him.
Yeah.
And it's written by Charles Soule and Scott Snyder, so it's got obviously it's got a good creative team on it.
I haven't looked at this yet. Like I haven't read this story or anything like that, so I couldn't even tell you anything about this. This one looks kind of, it's got a Terminator vibe.
Very interesting. Yeah, it's a very interesting cover right there.
Yeah, very detailed cover though. Like the art on that is actually pretty dope.
Definitely, it's a Stegman cover too. So.
Oh. Yeah, so it's probably gonna sell. Dark Horse. What do we got here?
There's actually not even a whole lot coming out from Dark Horse.
They got mugs, but I'm not paying $15 for a mug.
I mean, if you want a nice mug.
Paperback. Oh no, it's a box set. Witchfinder. You Look Like Death. Tale. Oh, This is number 1. I thought.
I believe that's going to be a second printing also. That came out last
I
week.
thought that came out last week. We talked about
It
it.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be a second printing.
You seen Spawn 313 keys? No. Oh, the keys. Okay.
Yeah, I believe he's asking keys.
Yeah, guys, if you have any like Iron Man questions, Venom, I will gladly answer them. When it comes to Spawn, you might want to hit up keys because I don't know much
He's
about
definitely in the know.
Yeah,
in Spawn.
All right, so we're going down to IDW.
IDW. Again, pretty light week for IDW. They got the second issue of that Kanto series. Everybody's been into.
I wanted to touch your brain here. I wanted to pick your brain. I mean, not touch your brain. Pick your brain. So me and Keys went to a shop the other day. I believe it was Saturday, and he found Kanto. I think it was Kanto number 1.
Right.
And it was in a dollar bin. I think it was like $3 or something like that, 3 or 5. And when he pulled it up, I was like, oh, dude, that's like a good one. But I do that all the time to him. Like, we'll be going through books, and like I'll pull out a book and be like, dude, buy this. This is gonna be like $1,000 book in like 2 months, right? Like, I just always fuck with them like that. And he pulled that book out and kind of pulled the same. Like, I pulled the same line. So like, I don't know if he believed me or not. And we asked the shop owner, because I said to him, I go, I remember that this is important because I remember seeing it on Simple Man. I remember seeing it on like a few different channels, like big channels. And I remember saying to myself, I'm like, okay, what is the deal with that Kanto book? But he just left it there. But I can't remember why it was anything crazy.
Kanto's been a really hot series. People are definitely into it. And there's a lot. I guess there's a lot of hype around it possibly becoming some sort of feature. You had asked me about it I think like a week ago or whatever, and I told you it's another one that I haven't got on yet. Just because it seems like more like I don't know. I guess maybe made for more of a younger audience than I'm interested in. I can't say that for sure. I haven't read it, but there is a lot of hype surrounding it as far as some type of movie or animated series or something like that. So
Ryan is saying undiscovered country is good, but super dense. We're probably about to start picking up in trade.
Yeah, it's definitely a very heavy story.
Yeah. Kanto series. Kanto's first series, the number 1 was hard to get in a 9.8 as it had a okay, so I didn't know that.
That might be a lot of the big part of it.
Yeah, I don't think I personally I don't consider myself like an amazing grader, but I have hit on a few. I've sold properly. When I sell stuff, I'm always saying, I believe that this is an 8 or a 9 or a 9.6, and guys have come up to me later and said, that book was this, or the book was you said it was 9.4, but it came back 9.2. So it's around there. I think this book was probably a 8.5.
Honestly, the grading stuff for me, I don't tend to get into as much of a concern about it. If I send something off to get graded, it's generally because I'm either done with the book or I've got another copy of it. And this is probably the nicest copy that I have. When I send it off, I'm mostly doing it to get it protected and whatnot, because I just want to keep an issue of that in good condition. So I don't get too concerned about what my grade's going to be. But
I only send books.
In that same token, the reason why I was saying that is because it's something that I've never really been able to get a complete understanding of with CGC and everything. And when you send those off for stuff like those production error creases and everything, I know CGC doesn't tend to hit a lot of the production damage as a knock in the grading, but that's not always true, obviously, because if it's hard to find a 9.8 because of a production error crease, then obviously that's production damage that they are knocking. So I'm just not sure how that works.
So Manny, Keys is in the chat right now. So Keys, I was super tired. I was coming off like a triple shift. Was it $3 or $5? I can't remember. There was no price tag on it, right? And was this
the first series or the new series?
I'm pretty sure it was The first.
You let him let a $3 Kanto in there?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope the guy's not watching, because like I'll probably have to go.
Yeah, he's about to pump up the price on that if it's still there.
But yeah, I can't. I honestly can't remember.
He's doing his eBay research right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. He had the book in his hand. I mean, I remember we both had said we both looked at each other because he looked at me and he's like, "This is something big, right?" And I'm like, I think I don't know. I can't remember because there's so many books, man. Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'll definitely want to go look for that book again if it's there.
Yeah, you got so many books, and you got your game plan on what books you want to look for. Like when I'm in a rush and I'm like, okay, I have to go to this store because I know this book's there. Like I'm just focused on that, and I pass up so many.
And Keys, if you go and you look for that book and it's not there, and it mysteriously shows up in Newbie's collection a couple weeks later, you know something's up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Keys, you're right. It probably will because you and me are the only ones in this area. So I guess it's you and me. But yeah,
it's a race now.
Sometimes it's hard because I've had people look like, I do those videos where like I show the collection. I love to show collections or when I'm going through books.
Right.
And I've had people message me and be like, man, yo, you grabbed that one, but did you know that this one was there? And there's a key in this, or there's a first appearance. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't, but everybody looks and looks and finds and has different wants, right? So it is difficult sometimes.
Right. And everybody's into different things.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't get mad. All right, we got another Sonic the Hedgehog number 32. Wow. Transformers.
Probably the longest ongoing Sonic series.
Oh, fuck.
Probably. I don't know.
Has the movie come out yet? Yeah, the movie's come out.
Yeah, I believe it did. I haven't watched it.
I haven't seen it. So DC,
yeah, there's actually several DC comics. We can get into those after we finish the indie stuff, I guess.
We will come to Marvel last, guys.
We definitely got some more indie stuff.
Yeah, let's go to Dynamite here. So Death to Army of Darkness. You got 3 covers.
Dynamite always has a shit ton of covers for everything that they make.
I think we talked about these Mars Attacks ones.
Right. The Mars Attacks Red Sonja series.
Yeah, I remember seeing this one. Like, you know what? This is kind of fucking scary. In a way, I don't know.
But again, it's one of those limited covers, so it's still available. It's just $50.
Yeah, I think we went through a bunch of these last week.
Yeah.
There's not many. I think there was one that we both agreed that was worth the price.
I think it was that one.
Yeah.
That was a pretty dope cover.
So, yeah. So Vampirella, I mean, this stuff is like...
Yeah, he's definitely right about that Kanto. I mean, there's a lot of heat on that. And it does seem like it's that type of all ages character that could really take off.
Yeah. So, yeah, one of us is going to have to go back and pick it up then, I guess.
For sure. I'm going to have to go to Canada and try and find it.
Vampirella, I mean... excuse me.
Vampirella, we talked about it last week. It has a very loyal fan base.
But I'm thinking, like, okay, imagine you are a fan of them, of the book, of the character, and every comic book day you're going and you're picking up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books.
Well, there may be people out there that do it. I mean, I don't jump on every issue, but
it's crazy to me.
I jump into Vampirella every now and then whenever there's something going on, and it's always a pretty good read. So, like I said, there's that loyal fan base that maybe that's out there that's getting every one of those covers. Who knows? Yeah,
right. Like, thank you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's hard to fathom somebody that's buying that much, but I guess there must be.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I always wonder on stuff like that, like who's getting these really high number retail incentives, like fucking Midtown, and that's it.
So Manny just told me to check. Oh my God, yeah. That's the book. Yeah, Manny, that is the book. So Manny just sent me a picture of the Kanto book.
Oh, wow. And I just know it's number 1 from the first series, and wow.
Keys, if you're watching, if you're still here, because I know you work super early.
Somebody call that guy up right now. Get him out of bed.
Manny just sent me a picture of the book. The book is selling for $53 on eBay, I'm assuming. So, yeah, we fucked up. So one of us is gonna have to go back. Yeah, who? Yeah, hey, whatever. I don't want the Vampirella fans to get mad at me, so I don't want to hate
Well,
on.
no reason to get mad. It's definitely a good series. It's worth having an interest in. If that's your character, that's your character.
Yeah. Graphic novels.
Hold
No.
on, wait. You got to go back up. You've missed some.
Where? Right here.
Well, no, keep going. Let's
Angel.
see. All right, we got Boom there. Boom's got some
Oh,
stuff coming out
ooh,
this week.
oh.
Yeah, Boom's got a okay. Yeah, Boom's got a new series coming out. An Unkindness of Ravens. Uh,
Angel
it's
Peak. You got
written
one,
by
two. You got to cover.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Power Rangers. So if Burke's here, you got Mega Man.
Mega Man's the Mega Man's number 2, and it's got a second printing coming out for the number 1 issue, and then also number 2 issues coming out soon. I'm not sure when. But.
So Power Rangers.
Yeah, Power Rangers.
Number 2.
Okay, Power Rangers Draken New Dawn number 2 is probably going to be like the first, I guess. I don't know if that's going to be like the first full appearance of the Unknown Ranger or like the reveal or whatever, but they're going to go into some stuff with that Unknown Ranger for sure.
I thought we were waiting for a while for that. I thought it was like already over.
Well, no, that just came out in the first issue of that.
So you got
the Unknown Ranger.
Cover A, and then you have
there's several different covers for it. There's a regular A cover, a foil cover, a 1 in 10, a 1 in 25, and then we've talked about this, the exclusive covers and everything like that, and I'm not a huge fan of store exclusive covers.
Yeah.
But every now and then, there's some out there that you just gotta pick up because they're just great covers. And I'll tell you what, the Simpleman's 616 cover for this is fire.
I gotta see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great cover for this book.
I think Burke does those, right? He does the Power Ranger announcements and things like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So if you're into Power Rangers, go check out Burke's channel. He usually releases or shows the exclusives there first. They got a little thing going on there with 616 and Simple Man's.
All right, and then that's the new series there.
The Power Rangers Ninja Turtles?
No, the one you were just on, the Unkindness of Ravens.
Man, I'm picturing this book, and I'm picturing Burke. And,
this is the trade paperback, yeah.
Yeah, I'm picturing Burke and Panda just going crazy for this book, man.
That series was actually really dope. It was a really good series.
And Ninja Turtles, fucking Christ. All right, so what was the series that you were talking about?
Okay, it's the one that you're on there, the Unkindness of Ravens. It's a new series. It's written by Dan Panosian with art by Mariana Ignazi, and there's some heat on this series. Okay, so apparently the premise of the series is there's a girl, I guess, that goes to a new school, and when she gets there, she finds out that there's another girl that went missing sometime prior to her starting at this new school, but I guess still fairly recent, and I guess she looks exactly like her. And it makes it sound like this is going to go into a lot of witchcraft and stuff like that. It has the solicitation mentions the Salem witches and everything. It sounds pretty interesting. And there's actually a really dope Jenny Frison variant cover for it too. It's one of the incentives, but I think it's a pretty low incentive, like a 1 in 10 or something like that.
It's not bad. And what do we always say? When a series comes out, you definitely want to get number 1 because you never know. So they got a cover B. This one looks kind of dope, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the cover B looks pretty good on it too.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm biased with the black covers and things like that. So
right, and unfortunately, previews doesn't seem to show all of the incentive variants or whatever.
I hate how they don't do that. And then so those are the only 2. I mean, it is a slow week, so I would probably recommend getting both. Again, new series and hits, you never know.
And then there's obviously the second printing of We Only Find Them When They're Dead. So if you're into that,
kind of hot, right? It was very sought after when it first came out.
That issue, the first issue seemed to have a lot of reader hype behind it. I read it; it was really good. I'm definitely on it. That series, I want to see where they're going with it.
That mini was fire, just the right blend of camp and serious. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Rangers.
Yeah, it was. It was a great series. I loved it.
Yeah, it really was. Face. Dak and New Dawn #1 dropped like August 19th, so it feels like
it does seem like it's been really long time since that came out.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, because I remember Burke talking to me about it, and he was telling me about some books to be on the lookout for, and it seems like it was so long ago. So
right, it feels like it was a very extended period of time before they got to that one.
I mean, it is and it isn't, right? Like today is I think the first day of fall, so like I don't know.
All of us as comic collectors seem to have like ADD and lose interest in shit after a week. You literally, when you've got those hot comics, you've got like a 1 week period to sell those things or whatever you're doing with them. If you're a flipper or to get them, if you're a buyer, you want to wait until after that first week, because that first week is just insane. And then once the new comics hit for the next week, everything drops.
So I will say, I think it is a slower week than last week. I think last week was just
definitely last week was very heavy.
So you're bound to get weeks where you got some good ones, you got some bad ones,
right? Actually, you want to we got more Boom. It looks like still there's some more Wind reprints coming out or something. I guess
Wind, Wicked Things 5. I don't think I've seen these around.
Okay. Wait, no, that's Wind #4 is coming out this week. Okay.
Is this Peach Momoko?
And, yeah, that's actually the new Momoko cover. Looks like there.
Whoa.
And it's a really nice one too.
Okay, I just want to say, like, I respect her as an artist. Obviously, like, she's very talented. I was just like everybody. You kind of have to take it from both angles, right? Like, if you're not her, obviously you're going to see a shit ton of her. It's like when Kevin Hart got famous. He was everywhere, right? This is what happens. They got to capitalize on their thing. So I think that the oversaturation of her art and how many books she was doing was kind of like a turnoff for me. But this one, I really like this.
Yeah, that cover is great. It's probably my favorite cover that she's done on the series so far, and I actually have every single one of them.
Yeah. I recommend getting Fantastic Four and Thesis. Yeah. Hey, whoa.
We're getting there.
We're getting to Marvel. Hold on, Manny. Hold on.
Manny's on it. He can't wait for that. He can't wait for that antithesis talk.
Here. Come on. Hold on. But I will say, Manny
he's definitely on point with that, though. The antithesis
Manny's one of the good guys. He's unreal. If you haven't checked out his videos, man, like, they're unreal. Like, he posts going to shops and like seeing a comic that's like really hard to find, like just in the middle of like an aisle or something. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So if I'm getting it, I'd probably get this one. Not gonna lie, kind of like that.
He actually posted a video. Earlier Instagram with he found several copies of that X-Men 12 that was supposed to be hard to find and everything like that. And I was actually having the same thoughts of him when we were at our shop last week. They had a huge stack of them on the shelf, and I was just like, was this really that hard to find? Maybe I should have grabbed all of them or something.
Doc, was that the red one, like the all red one for number?
I think this the one coming out for Spider-Woman #5, I believe, is what he's talking about. Right. And yeah, he's right. That's another one it just looks great.
Yeah. Held back 2 weeks. Either it's getting rewritten or you're talking about Venom 28. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, actually, I'm not even sure what's going on there, but we'll get there.
Sorry, guys. Momoko and they're starting.
Right. Yep.
It happens, right? I mean, but they have to. The thing that a lot of people don't realize is they have to do that. They have to capitalize on the heat of the moment, right?
Again, that's what it goes into the fact that we as comic fans have ADD, short attention spans, and it only lasts for so long. Now we're moving on to whatever's going to be the next big artist for a couple months.
Spider Woman 1 in 25. Okay, I got to be on the lookout for that. What's shaking? What's up, Patrick? You came just in time because we are now going to.
Hold on. Before you get to that, so go do me a favor and go back up to the top.
Boom, 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 boom. Of Boom, or keep going?
Yeah, keep going. Just go all the way up there to the very top.
All the way up.
Yeah, there should be a feature up there where you can actually select what publisher we're looking at. got a couple other ones that I want you to bring up real quick.
Publisher.
Okay. Right. Now go for the search publisher. The first one, go to Aftershock.
Miles to Go.
Yeah, Miles to Go. It's a new series. Again, #1 issue. Sounds pretty interesting. It's written by B. Claymore with art by Steve Molinar. It's about a single mom who had an alcoholic father, and in the solicitations, it says she hasn't killed since she was 13, but the death of her mentor is about to change that. Just the fact that she hasn't killed since she's 13, and she's at this point a single mother, so I'm going to assume that she's probably an adult. I'm curious as to what made her kill before she was 13, and just the solicitation on that was enough to get me interested.
Did she drop a gun, or is the gun hiding? Because that's a terrible spot for a gun.
Right, it's not a great spot for it.
And are her legs bleeding? Like, I can't tell.
I believe that's supposed to be blood there. So yeah, but like I said, the solicitation and everything was enough to get me to be fairly interested in it and want to check it out. So,
and this is a #1. Yeah. So again, guys, #1 book. You know, again, if you're looking from it, the investment side of things, I mean, if it hits, it hits, right?
Right.
You want to have those #1s. So.
Okay. Now another publisher you can go ahead and check out will be Behemoth.
Behemoth. I don't think I get it, man.
No Behemoth on there?
No, I got her.
Okay. So the one that we're looking at for this is the Hotline Miami Wildlife #1. I actually don't know a whole lot about this other than it's a new series, and it is apparently based on a hot video game property. So there could be some interest in that. The cover does actually look pretty dope.
This was like the Trix Bunny from the cereal. Just got pissed off at those kids and just
Trix Bunny's finally had enough, and he's getting that damn cereal one way or another.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna pick up just by looking at that cover. I think I'm gonna pick up that issue now.
You know what? I was just gonna say, I'm like, it's not a bad cover. Like,
I like that cover. I think I'm gonna pick it up just to check it out.
So that's the cover A. What's the cover B? This is the cover B.
I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna matter after that cover A.
No. Yeah.
I guess it's the reverse of that.
Yeah.
Shows dude the Trix Bunny is having to fight for the
never
cereal.
trust a group of dudes who are all wearing white pants. That's just like stupid.
Right. They do all have, and they should have learned by the Deadpool movie. You always wear the brown pants.
Always. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm probably taking cover A.
Definitely gonna grab cover A on that one.
To me. But again, it could be a low print run. I don't know. I haven't really heard about this.
Like I said, it's based on a video game property that I know nothing about. So,
all right.
And then the last one that we got as far as the indies will be go to Vault Comics.
Vault. Okay, hold on. Now we got to go to the Vault. Well, a few.
And for anybody that watches, it's Drunken Chat Son. I got to give credit to this to one of the fellow chatters that goes in there. Goes by the name of God Almighty. Great username. But he was the one that mentioned this in chat the other day and had me take a look at it. So it's a new series. It's called The Autumnal, and it's written by Daniel Kraus with art by Chris Sheehan. It's a new series, and the writer is a New York Times bestselling author that wrote The Shape of Water, Troll Hunters, The Living Dead, and I guess it's going to be a horror type comic. So
the
Autumnal, yeah, yep.
All right, so let's check it out. So cover A, I mean, from far away, it looked kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
not the worst cover I've seen. You know what I mean?
Right, definitely.
I mean, it
sounds like an interesting series. I'm gonna give it a shot, check it out, and see how.
If you weren't talking about it, I probably, would probably walk by it in a shop. To be honest with you,
right.
It just doesn't, it doesn't really speak to me. I guess. I don't know.
I think the more of the appeal than anything for me is the writer that's on it.
right? It's a number
Yeah,
one. So
it is a number one, and
if
it's
there's
one of those.
anything
It's
I've
one of those
learned,
miniseries.
if there's anything I've learned, it's like with indies. I mean, obviously with other comics, but like indies getting that number one. I mean, Hollywood, they're getting bored, so they're picking up a lot of things. You know, man, it's crazy. I like this cover more so than the first one.
Right. I think there actually was another cover to that I saw somewhere, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, it looks good. Since Halloween approaching, anyone talk Brooklyn Gladiator? Brooklyn Gladiator.
So if I remember right, Brooklyn Gladiator is coming out. I think it's an offshoot of the heavy metal press, the company that does heavy metal.
Oh. Well, now we're gonna go into before we get into our.
Did you want DC or Marvel?
You want to do DC real quick?
Yeah, we can do DC.
All right. There's obviously, guys. There's not going to be anything. Previews doesn't have any DC stuff. So
yeah, unfortunately, we don't. There's a lot of books coming out from DC, obviously. So I just touched on the main ones that have some appeal. So you got the Flash 762, which is written by Joshua Williamson with art by Howard Porter. It's the last book in Joshua Williamson's run, and it's going to be the end of his storyline with the Reverse Flash family. And the main cover on that book is really great. There's a B cover by Inyuk Lee that's obviously awesome. Every cover that he does is great, but the main cover, it's like a picture of the Flash walking across just a white backdrop or whatever, and he's dragging Flash with a trail of blood. It's a great cover. So then you've got Batgirl 49, written by Cecil Castellucci, with art by Robbie Rodriguez. Batgirl 49 is another Joker War tie-in. It's probably one that you want to pick up. They're doing some kind of they originally they were sort of doing a sort of play on the Killing Joke with that. So I'm looking forward to see where that's going as far as her storyline in Joker War.
yeah.
And you got Dark Knight's Death Metal Speed Battle #1, written by Joshua Williamson with art by Eddie Barrows. What's that?
I said I wish I had the images. You know what I mean? Like.
Right. Yeah. It's another death metal tie-in. There's going to be some minor first appearance of whoever the Darkest Knights, Lightning Knights are. They're probably not going to be anybody that's sticking around or anything like that. It's going to be yet another evil Batman. First appearances that you're going to see there. But there's obviously that cover by Peach Momoko, the 1 in 25 incentive cover that's really hot for that one.
Were people still struggling to find that Detective Comics 1027? Like,
I'm not sure. I haven't heard much people having problems finding that. I mean, there's been 8 million copies or 8 million different covers, so it shouldn't be too hard to find.
Yeah, we went on Saturday, man, and everybody was telling me, they're like, man, you got to pick this book up. It's thick. It's this, blah blah blah. Appearances.
Oh, it is huge. It's huge.
Yeah, and I think Keys was on it too. He was like, man, you got to get it. There's like some potential first appearances that could be something.
Yeah, there are definitely first appearances in it, and it's a huge book. There's some tie-ins to the Joker War and some of the short stories that are in it. So, but it was a great read. But as far as being hard to get, I didn't hear anything about that. Yeah, I could be wrong.
Man, there was a ton in our shops. Right. Mountain Peak. Does anyone else think there are too many Joker War tie-ins?
It did seem like they did a lot of tie-ins for this event.
Yeah.
That were. I mean, I don't know how necessary all of them were. Some of them were definitely, they probably could have cut the whole Batgirl story, and it would have been, you probably wouldn't have lost anything. They probably cut out the Red Hood and the Outlaws, and you wouldn't have lost anything. The Nightwing story was almost kind of essential to it because you kind of had to know what was going on with him since he was helping out the Joker at different points or whatever. But there was a lot of tie-ins for it. Not nearly as many tie-ins as there are for Marvel events, but I digress.
Jeez.
And the last one that we got for DC this week is going to be Suicide Squad #9. It's written by Tom Taylor with art by Bruno Redondo, and the solicitations are touting it as the death of Deadshot. Now, I don't know that you're going to see the actual death of Deadshot in this issue, because that's not something that they commonly do other than when they killed off Superman, is announce deaths before they happen. They usually let that be more of a surprise factor, but nonetheless, that's the solicitation.
Raider Bear, not a fan of the tie-ins. Just make it its own series if you're going to do that. Man, thank you. I thought I was the only one like kind of thinking the same thing, but I guess there's other people like me. So yeah,
they really could do like a little mini series, spin-offs or something like that, and that would just save a lot of the problem. Because sometimes it does get very hard to keep track of what tie-ins are going and what issues, or like what reading orders are for different series that jump all over the place. Like one that we'll get into here in a little bit, the X of Swords.
Oh shit! There we go.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Now we can get back to Marvel.
All right, so here we go, guys. Absolute Carnage, $100. Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be your omnibus.
Yeah, I'll probably get like 5 copies. Just kidding.
There is a huge market for the omnibuses.
So we got
omnibuy, whatever the plural is.
Omnibuy, yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. So I got here Captain Marvel 20, the second printing.
Yeah, so I guess they're doing they're reprinting that whole arc for whatever reason. I'm not bothering with number 20.
Yeah, I'm not going to either.
I picked up the second printing of 18 based on the fact that it had that first appearance.
I think I wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah,
of that one. I know Newbie's picking up Daredevil 22.
Oh, he sure is. It's definitely on the list here.
Oh, fuck.
To mention.
Okay, so let's see here. So we're gonna move down. We got Conan. Oh yeah, that's not what I want. So Daredevil.
All right, Daredevil number 22. That's gonna be probably the second highest selling book this week because Newbie's probably ordered about 50,000 copies of it himself.
I mean, it's a cool concept. I have never seen this, right? The Daredevil.
It's a dope cover.
Iron Man thing. It is a dope ass cover. I like the homage to Black Panther there. That's pretty dope too. Yeah. I'm probably gonna get at least one. It's bad.
I'm definitely get it. Chip Zdarsky's writing that series, and it's bเป็นamazing every step of the way so far.
See why people are talking Daredevil as one of the Marvel's best ongoing.
Yeah, you should definitely. I mean, it's a great series.
Yeah, and Murdoch makes one of the biggest choices of his life, so there could be a tie-in to like some event, something like that.
I think they're sending him to jail.
Oh well, there you go. I pass on tie-ins. Darkest Nights is legit. Keys. I agree. Yeah. I'm gonna grab this one. Dr. Doom.
I know you are. Yeah, Dr. Doom number 7. It's written by Christopher Cantwell. It's been pretty good series so far. Christopher Cantwell is a really good writer. I've liked every bit of it. So, but nothing real key. It looks like from the solicitations is going to be happening this week.
Yeah. We got Empire 5, the second printing.
Man. Again, yeah, doing second printings on so many issues right now. This is another one that I'm not bothering to pick up. I have no idea why they're even doing a second print on it. But
this one,
it was in demand.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised that a lot of people were following that Empire run to begin with. But.
I honestly, I followed most like the main story. Like it's another one. I didn't bother with any of the tie-ins for it or anything like that.
The next one is a big one.
Fantastic Four Antithesis number 2, and that's gonna have the first full appearance of what they're basically saying is the Negative Zone Galactus, which I mean will probably give them about 3 weeks before Donny Cates kills them all.
Yeah, or we find out it's like fucking Shocker or like Rhino or something.
Donny Cates isn't writing it, so he's just got to kill them off later.
Yeah. Let's check out
and the Silver Surfer cover on that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Silver Surfer.
My favorite timeless variant.
I think that's fucking amazing. From the artist standpoint of just like how they use the negative and how he's actually looking like shiny and things like that. This is
Yeah, it's really funny because for me, the best timeless variants are the ones that seem to be the characters that are like the simplest. You got Silver
I didn't like
Surfer,
the Namor one.
Iceman. They're like one color.
Yeah, I didn't like the one that came out last week. I didn't like it. The Namor one, I did not like it.
I mean, I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't one that I picked up. I don't think that I got the Namor, but all of his covers. I mean, it's Alex Ross art. They're all great, and I can appreciate them for what they are. The Namor wasn't my favorite, but I'm sure there's people out there that liked it.
Alex Ross paints chrome like no one else. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he really does.
I said this one and the Iceman one are probably my two favorite ones. People thought
Right, exactly. The Colossus one is great, and like Ultra said, it's another chrome one. So
yeah, I had people messaging me being like, "What do you mean? There's an Iron Man one? You must be crazy." I'm like, no, like there are some Iron Man things that
actually the Iron Man one is really great too. I like the Iron Man.
It is, but if I had to pick one, I would probably pick this one. To be honest.
Yeah, if I were just getting one of them, it'd be this one, the Silver Surfer.
I love this one. It's fitting that he's on the cover when there's like a negative zone Galactus.
Right.
So, that just makes sense right there. I'd probably pick that one up. I mean, a lot of people will go after the cover A's. This one, I mean, this should be that negative zone Galactus. I mean, you're not really seeing purple here. It's kind of like negative what you would expect, grays and blacks.
Yeah, and that's actually why I'm kind of mad at Marvel for putting the Silver Surfer on this one. They really could have put him on issue number 1, and I would have been a lot happier about it, because the issue number 1, I didn't really care about the main cover either way, so I would have been happy to pick up the Silver Surfer cover on this one. Now, this one, I got to get both covers because this is the first cover with this guy.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say. So yeah, this is the first cover appearance.
Yeah, Manny's talking about the homage cover for Fantastic Four. I think it's 49.
I have not seen it.
I believe, and it's great.
What's the price tag on it, Manny?
It's probably for the trade and a little higher for the Virgin.
She-Hulk Timeless one as well.
Again, that's another one that wasn't one of my favorites. It's going to be on the Immortal She-Hulk one shot, of course, because it's her book, obviously. Which I'm going to pick up that book. I may end up getting the Timeless variant just because the A cover for it is nothing special either. So
Juggernaut 1.
Juggernaut 1's another number 1 issue. It's going to be written by Fabian Nicieza. He's taken back over where Juggernaut is going in this new world for him, with the mutants being on Krakoa and him not exactly being a mutant, but sort of an outlier to the mutant family.
Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, that's going to be the Spider-Man series that they're doing. I believe J.J. Abrams is one of the writers on it, and they're following Ben Parker, I guess, is Peter Parker's son. I could be wrong about that. I'm not on that miniseries. I haven't had any reason to pay attention to it.
Spider-Man Ben Reilly, yeah. Spider-Man Noir number 4. I'm not really a fan of that.
Spider-Man Noir is another one that I haven't got on. I know that there was some claim for the past series and everything. There was just nothing drew me into this series. Not that it's not a good series or anything like that. It's just that I get a shit ton of books as it is, so
nothing for me. Spider-Woman, same thing. Tales of
Actually, Spider-Woman's one that I'm buying just for the storyline, and I'm looking to see where it goes. I know number 5 is a big issue, and she's going to play into the stuff that's coming later on with the King in Black. So I've just been sticking by her stuff for those reasons right now. This right here is going to be the hottest selling issue of the week because Newbie Comics himself has ordered 75,000 copies of it. It's the only chance he's got to own Tales of Suspense number 1.
Man, I gotta get that 1 in 1 million variant, dude.
Right. Yeah, that's what you're hoping for.
My girl would kill me. Thor 2.
Just get it. Just get it. Trash it a little bit. Get an extra copy. Trash it a little bit. drop it in a mud puddle, make it look old as hell, rip it up a little bit, bring it home to her, and be like, "Baby, I'm sorry, I had to. It was a hell of a deal. I only had to pay like 30,000 for it," and just see her reaction.
Yeah.
And actually record that video so you can put it on YouTube. That can be your reaction video. Her reaction to you bringing that home.
Undercover Tony Stark. Thor 5, 4th printing. This is just getting ridiculous now.
Yeah, it's gonna probably they're gonna keep reprinting them as long as people keep buying them. So,
like, I just think everybody's thinking that it's gonna be like Venom 3. You know what I mean? Like it.
Well, that is a lot of the thinking on it, is that some of the later printings are going to end up getting hot, and you do see that has been a trend. A lot of that has to do with characters appearing on later printings, but of course, Marvel's going to suck it up for everything that they can get.
So here we go. I think everybody's been waiting.
Yeah. So this one, I'm actually not sure what's going on for this. I had this on the list to talk about for this week. Because as we know, was pushed back from last week. And there's been speculation as to the reason why that was. But the thing is, so as I was doing my research and everything for this and looking up what comics are coming out this week, one thing I did notice is at the time it looked like on at least Key Collector alone, they have it pushed back to the 30th. Now, I'm not sure if that's anywhere else or if they just messed something up there, or if it's it got pushed back a week again. I have to look into it more, but there may be something going on with that. I don't know. It's because like I said, it's showing up in previews as it's coming out this week, but other places are showing it as next week.
Mel probably would hate this one because Mel hates dinosaurs. So yeah, another 4th print. So we got Venom 25, which is the cameo appearance of Virus.
Right.
It is a badass cover. I also am not a dinosaur fan in comics.
I am a dinosaur fan, and I will probably pick up a copy of that cover just for that cover.
So you got that one. You got Venom 26, which is not the first appearance of Virus. So don't think that. This, you know what this one reminds me of? This one reminds me, I get that feeling of Venom 3. There's Venom 3. There's a cover kind of similar to it.
It's funny because somebody else was actually just having this conversation the other day, in that so many of the Venom covers are starting to just look the same, and you're seeing a lot that they seem to be covers homaging covers from earlier in the same series or whatever.
Yeah. Now, with the news that I broke about this book, my intention wasn't for them to rewrite it, or anything like that. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Looking forward, I think
I believe your intention more was so that people don't go out and spend a bunch of money on something that was essentially going to be worthless.
Yeah,
Donny Cates was going to basically ruin the spec on the character anyway.
Exactly. So it's not that, but 29 or 30 might be the first cover appearance of the characters as what they are. You know what I mean? Like, just I don't know. I would be on the lookout for those ones. I mean, unless they change this, which I doubt it. I am not on the train that they redid this. So,
I'd like what could be interesting is if you see them go somewhere with the whole Scorpion character, and maybe he recruits somebody in to take up the Virus armor, gets a few more buddies, and Venom gets his own sort of Sinister Six or something like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely Newbie's fault.
Yeah. Now we're going to get into the book, guys. Venom 28. You got a lot.
No idea what's going on with it. Again, previews Previews is saying that it's coming out this week, but there are other sources out there, I guess, that apparently are saying that it's next week. So I'm not 100% on whether that is accurate or not.
To be honest with you guys, I kind of prefer this cover over cover A. I really like this cover.
Yeah, that's a dope cover.
It kind of has that Venom 7 vibe to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it kind of does.
It's got it.
But again, like we were just talking about, you're seeing a lot of covers that are looking very similar to older covers.
It's confusing, like looking afar from it, because you got this right here.
Right.
And it almost seems like there's somebody there, because when I first saw this cover, I'm like, oh, is that like Null behind them? And then I had to look in. I'm like, oh no, it's just like the artist. Okay.
And I think that's one of the things with the Venom covers and why so many of them are starting to look the same is because they're trying to put just Venom on the covers. Like that you only see Venom on these covers. How many different ways can you draw the same character before you start making them look the same as previous drawings? So why don't we put some bad guys on there, show us who he's fighting and everything like that. But I guess they're saving them for the later printings.
Yeah, I like this cover. I mean, if what I said comes to be true, I mean, you're going to get the first appearance.
Reveal?
Reveal. So, yeah, I don't know. I think 29 is probably going to be better than this one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And that's assuming that it is coming out this week. I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
Again, if it did get pushed back again, then who knows?
Even here, like, look, if you're looking just at previews right now, right? Look at Venom 26 third print, and then look at Venom 28. It's almost, if you kind of look really quickly, it's almost like they're doing the exact same motion or things like I know it's not.
Right. It's very similar, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So we got, there's the Venom talk, guys. I mean, I really don't want to spend too much time on it. It is kind of disappointing. Wolverine number 3, second print as a variant. Is anybody picking up Wolverine anymore?
Yeah, actually the storyline in Wolverine's been really good, and I'm sure everybody's going to be picking it up now that the X of Swords storyline is getting ready to start off.
They gave Brock a beard to mix it up. Yeah. There's probably going to be like a secret variant where he's like shaved or something.
Right. That'll be the one. The clean shaven variant.
Yeah. So Wolverine number 4, second. See, even these books though, like Wolverine 4.
They're coming out with a second print of 2 different issues the same week.
Like, come on, man. X of Swords.
Yeah, for me, that's the big one for the week.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the X of Swords storyline.
$6.99 price tag. Yeah, that's
it's an apocalypse story. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm buying it.
Yeah, are you getting all 3?
Of the covers?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I would like to say no, but who knows?
Adrian says no Wolverine for me. Too much of my bullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Iris is gonna be Lizard. Yeah. Can you imagine, man? Fuck.
Yeah, that's gonna be who it is this week. Now Universe X just got Venom 828 pushed back 2 more weeks and a change.
Man, come on. Just wait till Tuesday night at least. Let's see. Manny saying, okay, hey, when Manny speaks, I listen.
Yeah, Wolverine 6 is going to be the introduction of the new, I guess, nemesis for Wolverine. I know historically everybody looks at that as Sabretooth, but he's currently stuck in a pit in Krakoa. So,
X of Swords variants went open order.
Oh, they did?
Huh.
Well, that's lame as shit.
Well, that sucks. So there's 3 covers. Well, all right. Well, that's it for New Comic Book Day.
Wow. I may not pick up all those covers then if they're open to order, because why? Who cares? I'll just get one.
Okay. Guys, don't forget to get Tales of Suspense 39. Please get that book. Support your local Iron Man. All right. So
you haven't bought enough copies of it yet?
I haven't. I probably won't. there'll be enough copies here that I don't have to like pre-order it. To be honest with you, like
You know you're picking that book up. You know you're picking that book up.
No, there's not a lot of Iron Man fans. There's a lot of Thor, Spider-Man, X-Men, Wolverine, obviously, but there's hardly any Iron Man. Like people know Iron Man, but they don't collect like I do, man. It is what it is. Everyone collects different. Like look at Keith, for example.
I mean, Keith's got good taste,
right? So, all right, guys, let's get into some spec. And I actually, you know, I don't want Ultra to think I'm like sponsoring him or anything like that.
we can sponsor Ultra every week.
He's one of the good dudes in the community. Like I said,
we just report Ultra spec at an earlier time when more people were watching.
Yeah,
not much earlier, but
there was a book that I was talking about. It was Gwenum or Spider-Gwen 24. I had said, pick it up. I think Mama Comics, Lucy, she had sold like a copy or two for like $15. It's still a good book to get because all those characters, they are hot. Venom is hot. It's popular. You see it with everything. I mean, talk to the Funko people. There's Venomized everything.
Funko loves Venom.
Yeah, right? So I don't think it's crazy enough that we're not going to see Gwenum at some point. 24 is, I believe, the first cameo, if not when she becomes it. 25 was reported to be the first, I guess, like cover / appearance. Ultra had done some.
Wasn't she on 24?
No, I don't know. No, I think it's just. I think that's what's her name, just getting the symbiote on her.
Okay.
Yeah, but Ultra had, and I'll share this right here, guys, because I really want to share. So I was under the impression it was 25. Ultra had come up with this, and this is very important because I was about to buy 25, but he was saying that Spider-Gwen 18 Venomized is the true in continuity first full cover, conclusion to sitting in a tree.
Wow.
Yeah. So, he put out a video, I believe, about all this stuff. This was yesterday, I think. Yeah, it says 1 day ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love this cover, to be honest.
That's a dope cover.
I'm going to kind of come out and almost sound like the typical dude. I literally thought those were tits. I did not think that they were her knees. I was like trying to see like where the face was. I'm like, man, these are like crazy tits. And then it's not, but this cover is unreal. Like, it is dope. He's got a picture. Yeah, it's the same picture. So that's where you can find his stuff. But yeah, this is a crazy book. I would recommend probably getting this one over the 25. Probably get that one. We all do. 24 is like darkness covering. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is.
Out of all of them, I don't know if it's a cameo. I haven't seen any CGC ones with the label, so I don't know what that's about. There are a bunch of reprints for both 24 and 25, so just be careful. They have, I think, 1, 2, 3. I think they have 4 reprints of number 24. The one you want is they have 5. So if you're getting the black cover, you have to make sure that the writing that says Spider-Gwen is in white, because there is a blue, and I think that's the 3rd appearance.
It's funny. I'm so glad, and that's actually one of the reasons why I think Marvel's reprints now are doing so well. They've finally figured out that the reprints where they completely change the cover, even if they don't actually get a new cover, they just put some interior art on the front and slap it out as a new book, sells much better than when they just change the fucking color on the trade dress and sell it. I don't buy DC second prints at all for the most part because I don't care that you've changed the color of the trade dress.
Yeah, and that's all they did. So Ultra, thank you. I thought it was 3rd print. I don't know why I thought it was 3rd print. It's 2nd print. So yeah. So basically you go to Spider-Gwen 24, and you want the one that's the white. That's the first print. That's the one that's the moneymaker.
Right.
And then they come up with a second print. It's literally the same goddamn cover, except the lettering is in blue.
Yeah,
And
just change the color on the trade dress.
yeah, and you got to be careful because, I have seen some, some shady sellers try to sell that book, the second print, and have first print money attached to it, and people buy it. You know what I mean? Like it does happen in this community. Some people do get taken advantage. So
yeah, and it's unfortunate too. I mean, because that's just the thing. As a seller, you should have enough respect for your customers. I mean, the thing is, people do get excited whenever they start going after an issue and everything like that.
Yeah.
If you're selling a reprint or even possibly maybe a graphic novel with a cover that looks very similar to a first issue or a cover of a first appearance, something like that, label your shit correctly. Just let people know that it's a reprint or a trade paperback or whatever.
So Ultra is saying that it sells more than the first. I'm gonna.
Yeah, there's and then that's one of the good reasons right there is because there are a lot of times where, not a lot, I guess I shouldn't say a lot, but there are times where those later printings do sell for a lot more than the first printings. And
Yeah,
I'm going to just assume that Ultra's right on that because I have no doubt that it is. I mean,
it depends where, because like I'm on eBay right now, and the white ones are still raw $80 Canadian, 9.8.
But that second print may be insanely hard to find. Like it may be really low print.
I got two here with the blue for $40. Yeah, $50, $40. Yeah. So I mean, it's not a bad idea to pick it up. Absolutely, especially if you're a fan of the book. You know what I mean? Like I love 24. I hate bringing this up because I passed on it at $40 just to watch it like 2 days later go up to fucking 300. Just picked up second print of Falcon #1. It's not bad. Guys, the other thing that I wanted to touch base on, because I had talked about it, and a lot of not newer guys, but just some people didn't realize what I was talking about. So when I was talking about the black suit, the Venom, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's Secret Wars 8." It's not. It's show you guys. This is the journal that I was talking about. So it's the Comics Journal number 85. I believe there's one copy on eBay for $250 Canadian, something like that. This is actually the first appearance, and this is on what is it? CBIS website. I didn't even know that I was on it. I just Googled it and it came because I wanted to
wait, CBIS or CBSI?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, sorry.
CBSI? Okay.
Yeah, I Googled it because I did want to show it to you because a lot of you guys didn't know what it was. So yeah, this is technically the first appearance of the black suit. A lot of people think, it's Marvel 141, ASM 252, Secret Wars 8. I mean, the argument is that it's Secret Wars 8, but technically, I mean, this is it. So,
and I guess as far as those things goes, it goes into one of those arguments where do you count, like, I guess, what is essentially a previews issue as a first appearance?
Yeah.
Some people do, some people don't.
There's the best art and wish it was #1. Yeah.
Right.
Secret Wars 8 is Origin months later. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But the thing is, you don't see a lot of that comic journal. Like, I don't know, maybe you guys do in the areas you are. I have never in my life seen that book in the wild, physically. I've never touched it, nothing. I've never seen that comic journal. I Googled it a few times. It was hard to find some images.
Yeah, because it's a previews magazine, correct? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
But on eBay, I think there's only one copy, and it was like $300. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I mean, you see that sometimes on eBay. I was actually looking up a book earlier. I was looking up the Hero Trade Ashcan that just came out from Bad Idea. I don't know if you heard about that. Bad Idea is a new press that's coming out. They're going to be, they have an interesting marketing model where they're only, I get from what I understand, their books are only showing up in a select amount of stores for at least right now. And Uh, I'm not sure how they decided on those stores or whatever, but you can't get their books everywhere.
Yeah.
So mostly you're gonna find the books online in the secondary market. Uh, but I guess the hero trade. So what they did was they went by a lot of these comic book stores, or they sent it to them, and they sent them one copy, I guess, of the Ashcan, asked them themselves to sell, or whatever, and that if the people wanted, they could reorder more copies of the book or whatever from just I think it was herotrade@gmail.com or something like that. And if the people reordered them, they're getting more copies of the book. If they didn't, they're not. And
Yeah.
I guess they made it seem like the book was not written by or done by the people that actually did it. They would try to make it seem like it was done by three just nobodies. So a lot of stores maybe didn't get onto this, but it's actually written by like Matt Kent. He's a pretty big comic book writer. Uh, but again, it's from the new label called Bad Ideas. They have a lot of pretty known writers that are going to be doing their books. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out with their marketing strategy.
The other book that I was gonna recommend. I mean, me and Face have talked about this. You're probably gonna have issues with it because the CGC label probably won't recognize it. However, let me just share the page here. This one right here, Catwoman 89. CGC label will say Harley Quinn appearance. However, there is argument that this is the first true Gotham City Sirens. If you follow the animated series, if you're following what's going on with DC, I mean, Harley Quinn's been around for a while. They're pretty much milking everything they can with it. Why not? It's a popular character. I mean, every girl dresses up like Harley Quinn on Halloween.
Right.
So the character is popular, but you guys got to start thinking, long term and things like that. Eventually, Harley Quinn is probably, going to be played out. Unfortunately, that's what happens with a lot of characters. Poison Ivy will come in. There's going to be Catwoman's going to, reappear and things like that. It's not crazy to think that we won't see this maybe as a side project, things like that. With the
as far as the Harley Quinn playing out thing, yeah, I mean, I can see where you're going in that, and every character goes through lulls and whatnot, in their, their in their history, but Batman stuck around for 80 years. Superman stuck around for 80 years. How long? X-Men, Fantastic Four. Harley Quinn's not going anywhere. Harley Quinn's not going anywhere. People might get tired of her, but she might fade away for a little bit, but she's not going away.
No. That's what I meant. Like she's not going to be like a main. She's not going to be the main act, right? Because eventually people are going to be like, all right, we get it. Harley Quinn, she's been around for 10 plus years. Okay, well, who's next? Well, Poison Ivy's next, right? Like DC's got it in the back pocket. They're probably going to bring it out. So I'm just thinking, why not bring them together? If anything, that Joaquin Phoenix thing has taught me is that, it's possible that these movies are coming. You know what I mean? So it's not crazy to see.
Well,
so if that does come out, I mean, you could pick that book up and it might be something. I know a lot of people are on Detective Comics 850, but there is more proof in that book. I mean, you guys just saw on eBay, it's only like $20. So,
and the future is always undetermined as to what could happen in comic books. But James Tynion his run on Batman is going to be for however long. Once he gets done, and a new creative team comes on there that maybe has a completely different view in where they want to take the story or what they want to do with Batman or everything like that, or they feel like there's been enough shit with the Joker going on right now, let's get away from him for a little while. You have this character in Punchline who's sitting on the sidelines that they just created, who is almost tailor-made to drop into a Harley Quinn comic as her nemesis of some sort.
Yeah.
And it's probably only a matter of time before a creative team comes along and takes over a new Harley Quinn series and does exactly that.
Now,
So,
question. Do you think, and I'm not speaking just solely on like comic book community, do you think Punchline is going to be a popular Halloween costume with the ladies?
yes.
Okay. Yeah. I can
because it's a simple design.
Community. Yeah. But I don't know if I'm seeing it out of like, you know, what's the equivalent to John Doe or John Smith in women? It's like, you know, Jane Doe. I mean, I don't think the average woman is going to dress up like it, but if they do, hey, that's great.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing with it is, I think you'll see a lot of Punchline because it is such it's such an easily designed to replicate. Like, you don't even have to go out and buy a costume for that. Women can go out and get the basic materials that she uses as her costume and make that shit at home with minimal effort. All they got to do is tear up some clothes they get from, you know,
more
local store or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, usually there's always one, right? It was Harley Quinn was the one year, Wonder Woman was the other.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, who was the other?
Yeah, I think Punchline is a character that you'll see stick around, but probably more in. She'll have intermittent appearances in Batman, you know, with the Joker and everything like that. But I can definitely see them taking her off into Harley Quinn series and giving that a whole new life.
Patrick says, not sure if Punchline has hit pop culture in that way just yet. Regular folks don't know her. Yeah.
Right, exactly. You're not going to see her make the jump to movies or anything like that anytime soon.
It's going to take a while.
Right.
So for me, guys, that's it on my spec end. Face, do you have anything that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I know we talked about the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16 for the Monica Rambeau spec. You know, obviously that's going to be a big one with the WandaVision trailer having just dropped. You know, another one that's still hot for people is the Sentry spec, Sentry number 1 with his first appearance, and Sentry number 4 with the appearance of the new merged Sentry Void character. Which is essentially just a new Sentry, but yeah, number 4.
Yeah.
You know, it's the issue where they merged the Void and the Sentry together.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of speculation that's going to play in heavily in the King and Black stuff that we're going to see in December. And actually, while we're specking on the Disney Plus series that are to come, one that you and I had talked about, since we know that Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming down the road after the WandaVision. It was a while back there, but I think a lot of the talk has died down about it. There were set photos that got released and some information that makes it seem like there's going to be a lot of the Weapon H, Weapon Plus group that shows up in the series, with the potential that the character Ogun, Professor Cornelius, is going to show up in it.
Man,
that was the guy that actually bonded adamantium to Wolverine. So
yeah, you can find that book for $5 here. You go on.
Right, it's actually a really cheap book to get.
So yeah.
And that was Wolverine and Kitty Pryde number 1 and 2 or something like that, I believe. Yeah,
and literally all it takes is one little like scene, one snip of it, the character, or like some name, some acronym back, and then the book explodes. I mean, it's $5. Do I think it's $1,000 book? Absolutely not. Do I think it could?
Yeah, definitely not. But if it is a character that does show up in that Falcon and Captain America's, or I'm sorry, Falcon and Winter Soldier series, it's one you're likely to see show up a little bit later on in some form in whatever they do with Wolverine.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, like you said, it's not going to be $1,000 book or anything like that, but it's one that could pick up some steam.
Yeah. Again, is like one scene, one leaked thing of this character, and
right, exactly.
Oh, excuse me. All right. Any other book?
What's that?
You got any other book or what?
No, that's pretty good. I think we covered a lot of different books this week.
Are you talking the miniseries? Are you talking about the Wolverine and Kitty Pryde? Or yeah, Wolverine and Kitty
Yeah,
Pryde?
the miniseries. Yep.
Yeah. I only bought it because FaceTime told me about it like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I think it was several months ago that those pictures first show up.
So Keys is saying Wolverine and Kitty Pryde number 5 is every she becomes. Is every she becomes.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that was supposed to be where where she becomes Shadowcat.
Shadowcat. Just some info.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Newbie exclusive. Oh, you fixed it.
See where she becomes. It's like I can read his mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
I think Keys picked up that number 1 when we went to that comic book warehouse. So
yeah, I mean it's a couple of issues that I got a while back whenever they first started to become a thing, and I got them in a box somewhere.
It's not going to be $1,000 book, but if you could pick it up for under $10 now, and something happens in that series in that movie,
yeah,
it's not crazy to think you could probably make $50 off of it, right? So that's just how the comic world works, how the comic market works sometimes.
Especially if they make the character interesting.
Yeah. If it's just like, they introduce him like, hey, I'm Ogun, and then it's like, pew, and the guy's dead. I mean.
Yeah, well, and again, I don't foresee that happening since they kind of need him to bond the adamantium to Wolverine's skeleton at some point. But they're already giving that storyline and that character more depth than it had in the previous incarnation.
Yeah,
which is the X-Men 2 and the Wolverine movies that came after that that were steaming piles of shit. But
yeah. Now, before we go, I want to say one thing. Now, this has been bugging me. Fuck, I don't know. All week since it came out, since we talked about it last week, this has been bugging me because I get so many people, not necessarily messaging me, but a lot of people have messaged me asking me for opinions. I've read a lot about it. I see a lot about it. Let's just stop. Like, stop. Please stop. Please. I can't stress this enough. Please, pretty please, whatever it is, whatever language, wherever you're getting this information, okay? Don't tell me. I mean, you're more than welcome to. If you pay your taxes, you have an opinion, you do what you want. But please don't message me and tell me, hey, Kang is going to lose to Ant-Man and that's it. Kang is not going to lose to Ant-Man. Kang is not going to show up in Ant-Man and lose, okay? It's not going to happen. If it does, that would be catastrophic, just because of the potential the character has with the time travel, this and that. So please,
so as far as that goes, I expect Kang to show up if he shows up in Ant-Man 3, which they are reporting that he's going to. I don't expect him to show up. I'm hoping at least that they're not going to use him as the main villain for that movie. I understand that there are connections between Kang and Ant-Man through time travel and the use of the quantum realm that Marvel has made. I get that there's connections there, and that could be how they introduce Kang into the Marvel universe, and that's fine. I have no problem with an introduction. But if Kang is the main villain and he gets beat by Ant-Man, however that happens, how do you have any respect for him showing up as a legitimate threat to the Avengers? So if you see him show up, it'll be more like, I think, a cameo, or you'll see him show up in like that sort of role that Thanos had in the first Guardians of the Galaxy with Ronan.
Yeah, like I don't like
exactly like Ultra said. They're gonna Thanos.
If you for 1 second think Ant-Man is gonna take down Kang, you heard it here first. What day is it? September 21st. Whenever that character happens, message me if I'm wrong. Whatever. But there is no goddamn way Kang is showing up and getting his ass kicked by Ant-Man and probably Wasp, because she'll probably be there. It's just not going to happen. It would be catastrophic to everything that they're doing, the potential that they could use, the realms, the multiverse, all that stuff. So just please stop. Like, some dude was like, yeah, it's gonna happen, dude. No, you work for Marvel?
Yeah,
No,
I
okay.
mean, if it does, hey, great, congratulations to him on being right, and for
I'm just thinking, like, as a fan
Marvel
myself.
shitting all over another character.
Yeah. So Kang will show up at the end of it. Yeah. See, and that's where I think
Right,
me
exactly. That's
are.
pretty much where I picture them going with him.
Yeah.
They
But
made a big spectacle of the announcement and everything, and that's great. But I think they did it just as a means to draw attention to it, and as a means to draw attention more particularly to the Ant-Man 3 movie. People are going to be more interested in going to see Ant-Man 3 because of this and because of that announcement.
yeah,
Like, who the fuck wanted to see Ant-Man 3 before that announcement? Like, yeah, I would have went and seen
yeah,
it because it's a Marvel movie, but I wasn't really anticipating that one. It
and
wasn't on my list of must-see movies for, whatever fucking year it comes out.
yeah. I don't know when it's going to come out. I think somebody had mentioned like 2022, 2023, which I
Right.
mean, with COVID, I mean, it's still kick. We're gonna guys, newsflash. We're gonna go into October, so it's gonna be 2021 soon. So I mean, it's not crazy to think we got to wait 2023, maybe 2024 for some movies.
Yeah, and I guess there's talk about them pushing back Black Widow again. I mean, so
Yeah.
who knows if that's
So
when we're gonna get any of these movies.
it's crazy to think. With the Kang stuff, though, going back, I mean, okay, let's just think about this for 1 second as well, okay? They haven't dropped anything about the movie. That was pretty much the first time we've heard anything about it. What's the first thing they do? Oh, yeah, Kang's going to be this. Do you think Marvel does not work that way? Marvel waits till the last minute to drop or show anything of magnitude. You know what I mean? Like, that's another reason why I think they dropped this, because it's like, oh, shit. Okay, Kang's coming. But again, like, they dropped it so early, years early. Like, they wouldn't.
Yeah, somebody realized, they were like, wait a minute, we got this Ant-Man movie coming out in a couple of years. How the fuck can we get people to have any interest in going to see this? Because it's fucking Ant-Man.
So I don't know.
Like, yeah, granted, when they started talking about the first one and everything, I was hyped to go see it and everything because, they were introducing Ant-Man and doing it as his origin story, and we knew that he was going to take into the Avengers. But the second Ant-Man movie
came out because it was around the time where I'm like, man, why aren't they doing like Iron Man 4?
Yeah, the second Ant-Man movie though is like really, I mean, I saw it and it's a movie that I really didn't need to see. I mean, it was all right. It was okay.
I mean, like, you have to see it because it does, like, he is a crucial part of like the whole thing, right? But I mean, I get your point.
Well, in that it relates to the time travel and everything. Yeah.
It's not a movie though that like I'm dying to see a third or fourth time. Like,
right. What I was meaning in that I didn't need to see it was that it wasn't so good that I would say that it was one of those must see movies. I guess I probably should have phrased that better because there is some importance to it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it was a decent movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was a movie and it was okay. It was a good time. It's not 2 hours that I feel was wasted.
And the second one, I mean, I loved the woman that played Ghost. I thought they did a really good job with it, but again, it wasn't, crazy. I'm not dying to see it.
It's Ant-Man. It's not that important for the most part.
Yeah.
Now they are giving him a lot more importance in the cinematic universe than he has in comics, obviously. But
so yeah, I just wanted to get that out there because a lot of people are like messaging me or talking to me about that, and I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen, guys.
Yeah, I really don't think you're gonna see an Ant-Man Kang fight in that movie.
And there's a few
people probably won't even meet, I would expect. Yeah,
I'm not gonna mention any names, but guys, just do your research. Kang is Ramatut. It's the same character. Kang shows up in Avengers 8. Ramatut,
right.
I believe, is Fantastic Four Annual #1. So just do your homework. The books are...
Kang is like 13 different characters.
Yeah.
Kang, Ramatut, Immortus, Iron Lad.
And again, I'm not gonna mention names, but some people message me for like, hey, what book is this? Or like, I have some people, believe it or not, that just like to argue or whatever. I'm like, cool, I don't care. But some people were arguing about like, oh well, the book just got hot. No, that those books were always hot. They were for the past 2-3 years up there in price. If anything,
Well, Kang probably should have been hot for a while now because
I mean, early
with
Avengers.
time travel coming into the Marvel universe, it was a logical conclusion that you're going to see Kang at
Yeah.
some point, and he's
Yeah.
enough of a big bad that you should see him.
Exactly, but you also got to remember Avengers 8. That's the 8th issue. That's that means something. Especially even when Ramadan, Fantastic Four Annual 1.
Those were big issues to begin with. They didn't really need a.
Somebody had messaged me, they're like,
value.
"Oh man, I had a chance to get this book like very high grade for like $20, $30." I'm like, "No, there's no way. I don't believe
the
you."
First Kang for $20.
I forget what it was. I'll bring up the message. I'll send it to you. But yeah, they were like, "No, but now this announcement's like really fucked it up." I'm like, man, those books have always been fucking expensive.
Yeah, if they had the first an opportunity at the first Kang for $20 pre-announcement and didn't jump on it, wow.
Kang is a staple for the MCU for many, many movies and TV shows. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, this is a big Avengers character, a big nemesis. He's been around.
Yeah, there's no goddamn way Ant-Man and the Wasp are going to take this guy down in a whole movie, guys. So please stop with that foolishness. I don't know who the bad guy is going to be in Ant-Man. I really don't.
Definitely just it won't be Kang as the main bad guy.
Will he show up? Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's going to be like when Jared Leto was Joker. He was in the movie for like 3 minutes.
No, let's not make that comparison, please.
No, but I'm just saying, like, everybody.
We'll stick to the Thanos. We'll stick to the Thanos comparison.
So yeah. So keep that in mind, please.
We don't want to shit on an Avengers movie already.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
And that's not shitting on Jared Leto either. I don't know about the David Ayer cut of that movie. Maybe Leto played a great role of the Joker in that cut, and it got chopped to pieces or whatever. I don't know, but from what they gave us in Suicide Squad, it was not a good Joker.
Marvel is investing on the character. They ain't gonna kill him. Nope.
No, definitely not.
You got him and Mr. Sinister. They are gonna be, they're gonna do the Thanos with it. They gotta bring that shit in. Omega Red. I mean, it's just an opinion, but I think it's a one and done. It's just my opinion. Right?
For the most part, until they end up like rebooting. The thing with movies is, and people are always like, oh, like especially with Jack Nicholson, back in the first Batman movie, they were like, well, they killed off Jack Nicholson. They don't have any chance of using the Joker. Well, you have to understand, there was never any intention of them trying to use the Joker again. They didn't even know that they were going to do a sequel at that point.
Yeah.
So for when they make these movies and they take a character like that seems to be a legacy character, Marvel has changed the model on that in creating a cinematic universe.
My argument would be, and Keys, if you're still in here, I know you agree with me. Freeze, if you're watching, I know you agree with me on this, but I don't think that they expected Killmonger to be as successful and popular as they thought, to the point that they ended up killing him, right? Where now they might be thinking like, shit.
Well, the other thinking is like, yeah, okay, you got in that you have Black Panther and he's going to stick around, but how many movies are you going to make before? And just to use Chadwick Boseman as the example, because it's what we were talking about. I understand that he has already passed and everything like that, but they didn't know at the time that he had the medical issues that he had. So the thinking would have been, how long is it and how many movies are we going to get with these characters before they essentially age out of those roles? And they can't really continue to make those movies without recasting or rebooting or whatever. So the lifespan of a character that they bring into the movies doesn't have to be as long as it is in the comics. No. You can bring a character in that seems like a huge villain for 1 or 2 movies and eventually kill them off in the movies, because again, how long do you have use of that character before you have to reboot it or
And I don't want to touch base on Black Panther spec. I mean, I know it was a few weeks ago, but it just doesn't seem right. But
right.
you know, there were rumors I was reading that they might think about bringing that character back, like Killmonger, and you know, with magic and this and that. But
Yeah, and it's comics, so they throw any kind of bullshit reason out there as to how or why they brought the character back. You know, as comic fans, we're all going to accept it anyway, so it's never a problem to go ahead and kill off a character because they can always just bring them back.
yeah, Evan, I went to a shop this weekend and he was asking $75 for first Omega Red Raw.
Well, you got to remember, even if Omega Red is only a one and done in the movies, or he's just a minor villain, he's got a lot more substantial life in the comics and a lot more extensive track record in the comics. So a lot of the pricing that you're going to have for that is what's existed already in the comics. Like that pricing is not going to be based off of just his movie appearances or anything like that. So
yeah, and guys, when I talk about it, it's just my opinion. Like I don't think Omega Red is going to be anything. You can still find the book for like $20 Canadian.
I love Omega Red as a character. In the comics, it's just like you're saying, how interesting can he be for movies, and how much of a sustained life can he have in such a one-dimensional character?
That's the thing, right? Like, how much life can he have? So if you're putting up two characters, what's the other villain that they've, you know, kind of floated in front of us? Mr. Sinister. If you give me Mr. Sinister or Omega Red, which one can carry a franchise and which one can be like a Thanos-like? Not be Thanos, but Thanos-like in the sense that, you know, they're going to be around for a while. They don't have to do a one and done. Right. Mr. Sinister is going to outlast Omega Red 10 out of, 10 times, basically. Like, that's just how it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Sinister tends to have more staying power. The other thing is, behind Mr. Sinister, usually you see Apocalypse, at least in the earlier storylines and everything like that too. So if they go that route in the mutant side of the cinematic universe that they're going to create, which it's only a matter of time, you should expect both of those characters to show up and stick around for a while. If Marvel does the same shit with Apocalypse that Sony did, I'm done.
Yeah, that was brutal. Well, guys, that is it for us. Like I said at the beginning, one, Key Issue just dropped a video at the beginning of the day a few hours ago, so go check that out. Two, if you're looking to be in a comic auction, let me know. I got about 3 or 4 people interested. I'm going to be doing one probably in a few weeks, so let me know. 3, FaceTime has a video dropping. Go check him out. Go check his channel out. 4,
yeah, for sure. I actually got one. I think I said last week that I was gonna do the video, and then I had some problems in trying to get it recorded and put up and everything. So I didn't get the chance to do it yet. I'm actually gonna end up dropping it tomorrow. I finally got it recorded and just waiting to put it on air tomorrow. It's an unboxing video for a special unboxing that I got. I actually want to give away for one of our friends. It's Pickle Joe, and he sent me like a mystery box of comics. We're gonna go ahead and unbox that on the video.
Let's go. Yeah, Evan, I've already got you down. We've talked. I remember you messaging me a few weeks ago. So don't worry about it, brother. I got you. Wookie, yeah. And if you haven't caught some of my videos, I try to tell people if there's 2 X-Men books you should probably stack up, it's that one and X-Men Annual 14. Depends how they do them and see. Yeah, we just talked about that. Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. They could fucking butcher it. I just don't see it. Yeah,
exactly.
I do not see that happening. I think they know.
I really hope not.
So yeah, we'll see. But guys, that's it for us. Again, thank you for joining.
Make sure you hit that like button and hit the subscribe channel all the way around.
And like I said, if you guys ever want to be a part of the show, let me know. There's not too much homework. All you got to do is just know comics. So yeah, like I said, Keys dropped a video earlier. FaceTime's dropping one. Go sub those 2 guys up. If you're looking for free spec, way better spec than we did today. Not way better, because it's just 2 different things. But Ultra is on Mel V show Friday nights at like 12:30. They go.
Yeah, Ultra gets very in depth with his spec analysis. Gives you a whole PowerPoint and everything. It's great.
I remember.
I don't have that type of motivation.
I think it was the first time or the second time I met Ultra on there. It was funny because I thought he passed out. Like he was like just like this, and then he just passed out on the show. But that's like
It was probably like 4 a.m. You can't blame him.
The show goes on until like 4 or 5 in the morning. So yeah, but guys, definitely check Mel V's show. You know, he's one of those guys that I hope gets past 1,000 subscribers because you know he does really good for the community. One thing that I admire of his is if he talks about a book, he gives the book away. So keep that in mind.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
So if you don't have anything to do on Saturday, take a nap Friday evening. You know, do your thing. Take a nap. You know, around 8 p.m. Wake up at 12, and then kick around with those guys. Sometimes I appear
12 midnight, just for the record.
Sometimes I appear, sometimes I don't. But you know, such is life. So yeah, so that's it for me, guys. Again, thank you for joining, and we'll talk to you guys. We're probably gonna do comic talk. I want to say maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. This is again another week. We're probably just gonna until November. So probably the next month is gonna be a little tough with comic talk, getting it back on Tuesdays. So just hang in there, guys. But we will be doing this, and yeah, I appreciate the support. So is Venom 28 coming out this week? They say
we don't know, Landon. Honestly, we can't give you an answer to that. From previews, it looks like it is coming out. From other sources, it looks like it's coming out next week. We're not sure. We're going to try and continue to do more research until we find a definitive answer as to whether it's coming out this week or next week.
And let me know. Let me know how I did, right? If they rewrite it, I'm sure I'll probably hear somebody at fucking 9 a.m. message me, be like, you're wrong or you're right. So let me know how I did. Universe X, Jorge.
Appreciate that, Ultra, Universe X.
Ultra, yeah, man. Go check out Ultra. He's got some good stuff. And Ultra, of course, brother. Of course.
No doubt.
Rewind and you was on. Yeah, I try to be on it, man, but I work from like 5 a.m. until 10 p.m. sometimes, so it is hard for me to kind of stay up until, you know, basically I got to go to work again. So you know, we'll see. I try my best, but Mel understands. So guys, like I said, that's it for me. I appreciate the support and you guys tuning in. Like I said, FaceTime's got a video coming out. Keys has got a video that came out earlier, so go check that out, all right? All right, guys, that's it for us. Thank you.
Peace.